So today you are going to be having a go at writing some indirect speech. Now you'll be used to writing direct speech, which is when you report the exact words said by someone in a conversation. We have inverted commas around what was said. So for example, welcome to Camp Green Lake, said the driver. That's the type of speech that we're used to writing. Indirect speech is when we don't want to say exactly what was said word for word. We just want to report the main points of what someone said, and there are no inverted commas. So for example, Mr. Sir told me to get on with my digging. When we're writing a diary, that's someone's account of what happened in their day from their perspective. So they're probably not going to remember exactly what was said word for word during every conversation they had that day. Instead, they would most likely use indirect speech because that allows them to paraphrase, to just report the gist of what happened in a conversation. So, for example, then Mr. Sir explained the rules of the camp to me. I was terrified. Stanley's quite unlikely to remember every single thing that Mr. Sir said word for word in that conversation, but he knows that the rules were explained, so he can use indirect speech to report that. Zero and X-Ray had an argument about who had the shortest shovel. Again, Stanley might not remember exactly what Zero said and what X-Ray said in that conversation, but he can report that they had an argument. When we're writing indirect speech, we can use various verbs to do that. So here are some examples. We can say denied, agreed that, decided that, apologized for, and there are lots more examples there to have a look at. And here's how to use those in a sentence. So they blamed me for digging too slowly. Mr. Pendanski insisted on accompanying me to my tent. X-Ray accused Zero of stealing his shovel. I admitted that I didn't fully understand why I'd been sent here. So in all of these examples, we're not saying exactly what someone said word for word. There aren't any inverted commas. We're just reporting roughly what someone said. We can also use indirect speech to ask questions, and I've got some phrases here that you can use and some examples. So for example, Zero asked me if he could sit next to me at dinner. They asked me whether I would be there for long. Mr. Pendanski asked me what I had done to get arrested, and there are more examples there to look at too.